Today is Sunday, it's our packing day. I am going to be packing up all the orders that sold from Thursday till today, Sunday. If we get anything extra today, I will ship those out in the morning. And if I get anything extra on Monday, those will get shipped out on Tuesdays. That is how I do my shipping schedule. If you order things that are not plants, just like plant pots, moss poles, and stuff like that, I will ship those either the same day or the next day. It just depends, but I try my best to ship them the same day. Yesterday on Saturday, I did pack a lot of orders that were just non-plant stuff just to get those out of the way. So I packed those yesterday and I actually got them shipped out yesterday as well. So on Sundays before I start recording the packing process, I do kind of like prep myself to pack because this is my biggest packing day of the week. The only thing we have to do right now is grab all the plants and then make some potting mix bags. We did sell quite a few bags of potting mix and perlite, so we just have to bag those up and then just go ahead and pack up the plants. So let's go ahead and go through all the plants that we got this week. So the first plant we have here, this is Philodendron Orange Princess. This is a propagation. The next plant we have here, this is Rabbitophora tetrasperma variegated. And then this one right here, this is Philodendron polypioides. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I will have all the names on the screen in case you want to write them down for your wish list. But this is what this one looks like. It is quite big. And then we have this Hoya Sunrise. The next plant we have is this Philodendron El Choco Red. The next one we have is this Anthurium clarinurium. This is a seedling. This one right here is the newest leaf, so it's already getting much bigger. The next plant we have, this is a Monstera albo. As you can see, this albo is very high variegated. It's making the white balance kind of go crazy. Whenever I list a plant like this, I do always put a disclaimer in the description so that you can understand what the plant is doing before you purchase it. When a plant is at this high variegation, there's no guarantee that it's going to hold on to these leaves. Really like personal preference what you want to do with it. You can either cut it, you can keep it, you can do whatever you want. It has been living in just regular room humidity. It hasn't been in a cabinet, it hasn't been anything, and it's not browning, so that is good. But eventually this plant will brown, and I did specify that in the listing so the customer is aware before they purchase. It is definitely a very high variegated specimen. It is absolutely gorgeous. It does have a little bit of green here, so it's not too bad. It is putting out a new leaf. It's looking like it's very, very white. The stem is also very white as well. However, the older leaves did look like pretty regular. You guys really loved this plant when I posted it to YouTube Shorts. It got like 2,000 views, which I was like shocked about. And I asked you guys if I should cut it. I wasn't gonna cut it, but I asked you guys anyway, and you guys all said no. So good thing we didn't cut it, but yeah, this is what it looks like. And we also have this Amydrium medium blue. The next one we have is this beautiful Hoya. I have no idea how to pronounce this, so the name is on the screen. It has grown a lot, as you can see. This one does come with this little cute clear trellis as well. The next plant we have here, this is Monstera Burlmarks Flame. This one is going to come with this clear pole as well. I just decided to include it since it's already like pretty attached to it anyway. And this is what it looks like. We also have this Philodendron White Knight Marble. We have another Philodendron Orange Princess. We have another Anthurium clarinervium. This is one of the seedlings. We also have this Philodendron SP Columbia. This is Alocasia Frydek variegated. This is a really tall one, as you can see. And we also have this little Neon Pothos. So that is all of the plants. We do have quite a lot of orders today. A lot of plants to pack. It is going to take some time, but I am really excited for you guys to get your new plants. I know you guys are super excited. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to my packing table so I can show you guys everything else that sold. So we're at the packing table. I do have a few non-plant products to show you that sold. I do have some trellises. This is the small U-shaped one, and this is the large round one. This is just a little film that is on it. You just peel it off and they are completely transparent. We have some moss balls. These are the mini size. It does have a film on both sides. You have to peel it. Whenever I sell the really clear ones, I do put this little sticker on it that says, please remove the protective film on both sides. Something that you're going to learn as a business owner, or if you're just selling things in particular, is that no matter how many times you put something in a description or something like that, people aren't going to read it. I've witnessed that a lot myself. I've witnessed that seeing people review stuff on Amazon. Everything you need to know is always in the product description, but people just don't read it. So to avoid a negative review or an email about these not being completely transparent, I always make sure to put this little sticker on there so when they open it, they're like, okay, I have to remove it on both sides. So I do have some potting mixes, which we're about to bag up right now. I just have the bags like all ready to go. We have 2 bags of 1 pound of my soil-free potting mix, and we also have a 2-pound bag. And then we also sold some perlite. We have the 12-ounce bag of perlite and the 24-ounce or 1.5 bag of perlite. For the perlite, I am going to be increasing the sizes very soon. I'm probably gonna bump the 1.5 to a 2 and then bump the 12 to a 1. I'm just trying to kind of just go through all the stickers I have because I already have the stickers pre-made. We have some plant pots here. This is a different style of plant pot that I have on the shop versus your standard round one. This is the tall pot, and it does have air slots on the side here, as you can see. It has the drainage on the bottom, a good amount of drainage, and it has like a taper design. So it is a little smaller at the bottom, but it gets wider at the top. And it's perfect for any type of like plant that is like top heavy, like anthuriums, certain philodendrons, stuff like that. I have these in sizes 5.5, which is this one. And then this is a 7 on the left. And then I also have a 9.5 as well. And the 9.5 is very, very big. So yeah, we have these. And also sold a 2-pack of our clear seedling trays. And then I also sold 3 of our display cases as well. I actually sold quite a few of these this week. And I did get a new batch of these, and we're already going through it very fast. So first things first, let's go ahead and get these potting mix bags done. We're gonna do the perlite first. I have my big bin of perlite. I have like 4 of these actually, because I buy this in wholesale. So I have really, really large bags of this like all over the place. So I try to just keep them in these containers I got from IKEA. I actually did a big supply order this week on like everything that I need. So I'm gonna have so many packages come through. And I'm gonna have to organize everything. As I'm doing this, we just made a sale on my website. So let's take a look. Okay, it looks like it's somebody who already purchased something this week. It's going to combine it into her already existing order. As long as I have not shipped out your packages yet and you purchase something else, I will combine them for you. A lot of my customers already know that, so they'll just go ahead and purchase as usual. But what I will do on my end is just refund you the extra shipping or take the difference if I need to. You don't have to worry about paying shipping twice. Also, if you see like a whole bunch of white dust on me and stuff, trust me, I'm not ashy, okay? It's just this stuff is like really dirty and it gets like all over me. All of my potting mixes are by weight. Doing things by weight is the easiest way for me to do it because it helps me calculate the shipping cost. And since I do things by weight, you have to also understand that just because the bag itself may seem bigger or small, the amount of product in the bag is the same. So it might not look like it's completely full to the top, but the amount of product is there. So I have this pre-mixed already. I did this morning. This is my personal mix. This is a mix of cocoa husk, coarse perlite, different types of orchid bark, and charcoal. This does not have any soil in it at all, which means there is literally no potting soil in this. It works great for the aeroids and Hoyas, and that's why I prefer it. I have been growing my plants in this for years, and I really have like kind of perfected the type of stuff that I like in it. There is no fertilizer in this, which means you have to add fertilizer. Either you can add the fertilizer that you just sprinkle in here, or you can do a liquid fertilizer when you water your plants. When I fertilize plants, I prefer to do a liquid fertilizer versus having fertilizer in the mix. And when it comes to like my potting mixes and stuff, there is no measurements for this kind of stuff. This is not a food recipe where you need to be down to the T of how much cocoa husk, like it doesn't matter. I just mix it based off of, if I can see everything that I put in it, then I know it's good. The only thing that I will ever measure down to a T is fertilizer. I think that's the only thing that's really that important for me. And I guess if you're doing some type of serious pest treatment. So I always make sure to squeeze out as much air as I can before I zip it up. I will also tape the bags as well, because the last thing you want is to open a package and whatever you bought has exploded. So this week we're experiencing a heat wave. I live in New Jersey, like South Jersey, close to Philly. And yesterday it was 105 degrees. At least that's what it said. Yesterday, James and I went out to lunch in Philly and it was literally unbearable. I always have to be super careful when I'm zipping these bags up because my nails will literally rip them. And this week I do have some crazy, crazy nails because I went out last weekend and I wanted my nails to be like long. Doing nails is another hobby of mine that I do on the side. I do my own nails myself. I would like to eventually make content for nails. Like obviously like a separate page or whatever. I don't know if I would ever have the time. Like that's what sucks. because I really do enjoy doing nails, and I really do want to make like a separate TikTok and Instagram and like a YouTube channel just for the nails I do. But that also requires a bunch of time, and I barely have time to do this channel as it is. Yeah, that is another hobby of mine. I would really love to turn that into a business as well. So hopefully in the future I will have another business related to nails, and I'll be able to do content for nails and stuff like that. Just gonna go ahead and get started with packing the orders. We do have one new customer in this batch of orders in particular, Roxanne. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to everybody who has made a purchase with me. I really appreciate it. And then if you're not a new customer, you don't get a thank you card and like a personalized note. Only new customers do. And then everybody else will get some plant stickers like that I have in here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. Today's Monday and all the packages did get picked up by USPS, so they are all on their way. I did just finish work, so now I'm trying to finish up everything I need to do for the shop. I am running a little bit behind schedule for the vlog and my shop restock, but it's okay. We're still gonna just try to do what we can do. So what I need to do today is finish up the restock for this Thursday. I already did pick out some plants. Some plants I do need to repot them, so I'm gonna be doing that today. And some are just ready to go as they are. So let me show you guys all the stuff that I picked out. This is Raptophora tetrasperma variegated. It is a little bit of a lower variegation, but it's still pretty nice, so I want to put this one up. The next one here, this is Syngonium chiapense variegated. This one is reverted, or at least possibly reverted. As you can see, both of these leaves are fully green. This was a propagation from a variegated plant, so it is going to be discounted just because it's not showing any signs of variegation. However, it doesn't mean that it's not possible for it to variegate. It is in stratum, and it does have a good amount of roots down here. I just have to clean this one up as well as all of them. A lot of them have been in propagation bins for a really long time, so they're kind of dusty. I'm in the process right now of clearing out a lot of the propagations that we have. I have a couple display cases that have like tiny props like this, and then I have like a really big bin which I have been clearing out over the last few weeks, and then I have a bin of like seedlings which I'm going to be pulling some of them out today as well. Since July is coming up, I'm obviously prepping to do our big July restock, so I did go ahead and place 2 orders for July. I did a very large order with our regular wholesaler, so we're going to be getting a big batch of like 65-ish plants, and we're also going to be getting a separate batch of plants from my other wholesaler, which is all anthurium. The reason why I am bringing so many plants for July is because it's actually our anniversary month for PlantLifeLex LLC. So every July I do try to do something special for the anniversary. It's also my birthday month as well. My business and my birthday are around the same same time. So I will definitely be planning something special for the shop around that time. Once we get closer to those dates, you guys will be informed. So make sure you guys are already subscribed to the mailing list. You can go ahead and subscribe on my website. And then every week I will send you an email just showing you guys the weekly restocks and also letting you guys know if there's anything special going on as well, because sometimes I do throw in some special discount codes just for you guys. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss what I'm going to be doing in July. This is Alocasia Pink Dragon Variegated, and this is what it looks like. It is corm grown. It grew very quickly and it has a good amount of roots, so we're going to put this guy up. I have this little propagation of a Hoya Compacta Variegated. This was a prop off of my Compacta Variegated, which I will show you guys. So this is the Compacta Variegated that this little propagation came from. I took this like a couple months ago. I will say this plant took forever to root, but it is finally rooting, and I think if I didn't have an stratum, it would have took even longer. But this is where the plant came from. I do have another Compacta Variegated, which I keep downstairs. My friend on YouTube, Jaman, he did send me one, but I do keep that one downstairs because it's like trailing, and I like to keep this one on the trellis, and I just keep it in the Millsville cabinet behind me. Speaking of the Millsville cabinet, I did show off a lot of my Hoyas in the last vlog, so make sure you guys go check it out. There's a lot of blooms right now that's happening in there, and it's making this room smell and I honestly hate it so much. It's like causing my allergies to really flare up right now. So I apologize if I sound a little weird. It's because of that. I never had so many Hoyas bloom at the same time. So the smell is like kind of throwing me off. I have some alocasias that were starters and they have completely outgrown these 2-inch pots. So we're going to be bumping these to 4 inches. This one is Alocasia Poly Variegated. This one I am a little bit confused on because I've tried to do some research about the Alocasia Poly versus the Alocasia Amazonica. When the greenhouse had this one sent to me, they are calling it Alocasia Amazonica Poly Variegated, but when I tried to like research that name, there was a lot of back and forth about Amazonica versus Poly, and having them both in the same name like didn't really make sense. So I'm not sure. So we're gonna just go with Alocasia Poly Variegated, I think. But if you're familiar with that little debate back and forth, if you could leave some information in the comments, that would be great because it's kind of hard to understand. So yeah, this guy's gonna get repot. You can see the roots hanging out. You can see the roots on the side. Then we also have these two Alocasia Bambino Variegated. There's this one right here. This one is pretty high variegated, as you can see the pink. Completely growing out of its pot, and this is what the other one looks like. So all 3 of these, they were really small, so I had initially put them in the 2-inch pot and I just stuck them away. I kept them in like 100% humidity, and since they were so small, I didn't want to list them right away until I knew for sure that I could see the roots in here, which obviously we can. So we're going to bump all of these up to a 4-inch pot today. These are both Philodendron Florida Ghost. They are little seedlings, as you can see, and same thing with these guys. They were really tiny. They didn't really have a root system, so I kept them in the little 2-inch pots and waited until I could see the roots on there. They definitely have some roots showing, but I am going to just keep them as they are, as little seedlings, and these are going to just go up just like this. I do have quite a few little tiny plants this time, but this is a Philodendron Glorious, and it just has 2 leaves right now. It does have a new leaf on the way that you can kind of see here. This is a Syndapsis Blue Albo. This is a propagation. It's like a starter plant. There are 2 plants in here, so there's 2 vines. It just has been growing a little bit funky, so I'll probably put this one on like a discount or like clearance. Then I have 2 of these Philodendron El Choco Reds. These are both very tiny plants. They were just pups out of a bigger plant. I think these are the last 2 El Choco Reds that we have. So I have this one here, and then I also have this tiny one here. And because they're so small, they are probably going to be like between the $25–$30 range. This is Monstera Aria. This one was a little bit too small to put up right away, so I had set this one aside for a couple weeks. Look at the root right now, literally coming out of the pot. The one good thing about Monsteras is that like no matter how small they are always going to have a crazy root system. They're very easy to care for as well. And speaking of Monstera Aria, these 3 Arias here, they're already on the shop, but they have grown a lot since their picture, which was literally only like 2 weeks ago. So now we have some pretty decently sized Monstera Arias. They were really tiny. So we have this one here. This is a brand new leaf. This is the other leaf, and they are kind of tall now. So we have this one. We also have this one here. This is the newest leaf. We have this one over here as well, which is quite tall too, has a really nice leaf here. So those will get new pictures. This is Hoya Bella intervariegated. This also needs a new picture because it has grown significantly. So I don't know how many vines it actually had in the picture, but they were not this long. Then I have this Hoya here. It only had the 2 leaves pictured. It recently put out this leaf here and now it has a really long runner. Then I have this Hoya Sunrise. Definitely want to update this one because I think the picture literally only has like 3 or 4 leaves. And the last plant that I have here, this is a mixture of cuttings. This is Hoya Rangsan. I need to like clean this one up because I just stuck all the cuttings in here. Probably gonna pot this in potting mix, but this is what it looks like. It's a Hoya Rangsan Splash and it's really pretty. So I'm gonna start with the repotting first. I think I have 5 to repot. So I just have my little tray here because I'm only doing a couple and it's not like a big repot where I need my whole bin. So I just pulled out a little bit of my mix here. Pretty much what I'm gonna be doing is just picking up the plant, taking it out of its pot, putting it in the new one and filling around it. There's no point to disturb the roots for these plants, so I'm not gonna do that. So this is gonna take me literally like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that real quick.